Look at these guys. These are the different squash. So I think zucchini and, oh, is that the rond, courgette rond? I can never remember how you say that. These are the radish. What a great start to the week. Fantastic. Look at these. Some awesome stuff going on in here. But there's also some not so awesome stuff going on. So we're starting another week, and this is obviously where I'm starting, in the greenhouse, and everything's looking quite healthy because I've been giving it a good prune. But look at the problem. What a year for tomatoes. I don't know if it's just me. The blossom end rot problem, which is what this is supposed to be due to inconsistent watering. I've mentioned this on some of my other videos, but we don't inconsistently water. And what is consistent watering anyway? What does that even look like? You know, it's different temperatures, different lights every day. You can't water the same every day because there's too many variables. Some really healthy looking ones though. In fact, let me show you my favourite while I'm talking to you. Got a couple ripening up there. But look, these are my favourite. They are just magnificent. But yeah, we have a problem, blossom end rot. It's prolific. I've never known a year like it. I don't think it's anything I'm doing different or wrong. I don't know. But I know that I must have lost 100 tomatoes to it already. You can see even that one's starting. So yeah, anyway, so tonight I'm in the greenhouse getting tidied up, but you guys have seen me do that enough. So instead this week, whilst I do the greenhouse and I've got to sort out the polytunnel because it's a jungle in there, I thought it would be good to show you what we're harvesting every day from the garden. So it's a pretty dull, miserable day today, and unfortunately I don't get to pick when I can work in the garden, because with working full time, I think some people think, oh well, you can just pop out whenever you want. It doesn't work like that. Well, certainly not for me anyway. So I get to come out after work, and whatever the weather's doing is what I have to work in. It has dried up, it has stopped raining. It's not dried up, everything's soaking wet. So it has stopped raining, so at least I'm not going to get drenched. But tonight is the first night that I'm going to be working with our courgettes. So we got some cracking courgettes the other day. There's some really good ones coming on as well. And I'm doing like a minced beef and courgette casserole type thing. I'll show you when we go in. And I'm going to see what I can harvest to go with that as well. But first of all, I've already done some work in here. I've spared you that. And I'm going to go into the polytunnel now, because it really is a jungle in there. Quickly get tidied up as best I can, see what there is to harvest in there. I'm going to do a quick whiz round before it starts raining again, to take in what we're going to have with our tea. It's going to be a mishmash, and I'm sure it'll be a big hit. Of course, the kids love courgettes. Right, I've done a quick tidy up in the polytunnel. I've got some broccoli stromboni, which is probably a few days late, but it'll still be delicious. I've got some broccoli leaves because they're delicious too. I've got some, I think this is chogia, beetroot. And after complaining about the ball tardy, I've got some perfect ball tardies there as well. This is off the other pile, it's snuck in. So I've given them a rinse off in my trusty bucket. I'm going to get in and get some on for tea. All I've done here is chop up 2 red onions, 1 green bell pepper, and got them frying off in a pan. This is the cast iron 12-inch skillet, so just in a little bit of olive oil because it's not completely stick-free, whatever that word is. I'm going to add 2 or 3 cloves of garlic in just a minute, and then we'll add and brown off 500 grams of minced beef. The mince is mostly browned off now, so I'm just adding 2 cups of zucchini or courgette. I've got 1 tin of tomatoes, which I filled up about 1/3 of the way full with water, rinsed out and poured in. I've put in a tablespoon or so of oregano, a whole bunch of basil tops. This here is one of the chilies that we've got. It's quite a mild sweet chili, so just use whatever style heat you like. Give it all a mix and then pop it into the oven for 30 minutes. You might need to transfer into an oven-proof pan. All I've done after this has been in the oven for about 20 minutes is added some sliced up mozzarella, and I'm going to serve this with the broccoli that's fresh out of the garden. No more carbs or anything like that, just a nice light meal tonight, and there'll be plenty of leftovers for another day. Oh, we've had a barrow of muck delivered. Grace has just poo-picked the field. So I'm going to show you what my plans are for that. Yes, it's fresh, but it's not going straight on any veggies, so no worries there. Let's get in here. I've come loaded with cardboard boxes. So let's get in here and get some more of these weeds suppressed. Little bits at a time, but I've got the compost on the cardboard and then I'm just covering it in whatever mulch I can get my hands on. So at the moment that's poo straight out of the field, but I've got some other stuff too. And all these lettuces are getting taken over, so these are getting harvested this weekend. Right, I've used the black ground membrane that was laying down here. So at least that's killed off some of the nettles, but you can see the job that it does. So that's fine, that's fine. Right, this membrane is going down the pathway just because they're starting to grow quite prolifically. And I've also put some cardboard that I brought down with me. I've laid that down there. And I've covered some in some of the muck we've got. I've got a load more stuff up the top that I can use to mulch there. All different stuff, it's not all the same stuff, but I'm just using anything I can get my hands on. So this will hopefully stay nice and weed free. These are coming out at the weekends. This is just temporary, and I'll make this look nicer and make it nice and tight once I've got these brought out. Yeah, I think that'll work. Typical wonky path, Tracy path. Right, next up is to get some more of these boxes done. So I've just laid a box in a pathetic effort to keep some weeds down there, but I've actually got another box of one of Stephen's orders that I'm going to get there. I'm going to get that filled up and get some more things put in that too. Not sure what that'll look like yet. And then I need to take care of these weeds, not tonight though. But I'm not sure if I need more cardboard there or if I might put more ground membrane. That might make more sense actually. Okay, good. That's enough down here tonight. I've actually got a bed up the top that I want to get weeding, so I'm going to head up there. I'll bring that box in first and I might have time to get that filled up too. Right, up we go. Just brought that little box in and look, these potatoes are starting to come through that were the super late sowings. So that might, you never know, might get them. It's not actually too late to put potatoes in, but yeah, good. Let's not look at the rest of these. The leeks though, they're doing okay. It's just whether or not the boxes will make it. But again, we can just harvest young leeks if I need to. There's potatoes in this box, but oh no, look, there's one as well. Anything is welcome. And lots more weeds. Right, up the top, Tracy. I've got a fair bit of work to get on with in this bed tonight. So I want to show you what's in it. I want to harvest these guys here that are going to seed or rise into flower. But I can't because the weeds are taking over, and onion beds really need to look more like this, weed free-ish, because that's how they grow more successfully. But yeah, this one's just got away from me, so I'm going to get on with this now before I do anything else. I know it might not look it because these onions are all falling over, but this is now weed free and much tidier. So we've got some onions that are naturally falling over themselves. We've got some that are rising to flower. So what I'm going to do for tonight's harvest is actually take the ones that are rising to flower or that I've already snapped the stalk off, because apparently one thing I didn't know is that if you snap the stalk off, which I've done here, but this was a lot further down, actually that onion will probably be too woody inside now. This one as well. Let me show you. So this is actually totally ready to flower. It's already there. So inside of this onion here, it's going to be tiny and very woody. So I probably won't even get anything off this That'll be going in a salad tomorrow. Anyway, so I'm going to go through, so there you can see a couple of examples where I've snapped them off. But what I didn't know is that rain can just go down and rot them. So although you take the likes of garlic scapes off, you're not supposed to do it with onions. You're supposed to harvest them as soon as possible and get them processed. So these guys, even the baby ones, will be getting chopped up and put straight into a freezer bag. God, look at that one. The width on that. And it goes, oh, hang on. There. But then this is just perfect. Absolutely perfect. So first harvest of the night are the onions that are going to seed. There's some reasonably sized ones, so these are all decent sizes, and there's some pathetic ones, so these will just be composted. However, I do have a use for these greens. So these greens I'm going to be making onion top pesto with, so let me know if you're interested in that, and I'll pop out a different video on that as well. Very excited. These are all garlic and shallots. Now we've got the same problem with this little set of shallots. Can't really make it. Sorry about the noise. That's the cows. So yeah, most of these onions are looking well, but I'm going to give the garlic a couple more weeks probably. But these shallots, the ones that are seeding, are going to come out now. There's an onion over there actually that's going to come out too. So this is starting to make space for the next crop. So wherever I'm making space, I'll probably replace this bed with some beans. Actually, I think I'll do that. This potato plant here is done for really now. Not done for as in it's dead, but these leaves are really not offering anything to the plant. Potentially this one maybe, but I think it's time that we get these harvested and get them in the kitchen ready to have with some of the onions and things that we've just harvested as well. So I'm going to see what I can find in this little bucket now. Not a bad little haul at all actually. This was 3 seed potatoes and the variety is Charlotte, so yeah, very pleased with those. They'll be a staple moving forward. I've just harvested a few of these. Excuse the ducks. I've got a couple of carrots, some beetroot. These are the golden beetroot, and some snowball turnips. So I'm going to get these in. It's getting late, so I think I'm going to have to call it a night because I need to wash these off first. It's not a bad little harvest. So we're inside. I've got the potatoes. I haven't washed those off. I've washed everything else off, and I'll probably just get these blanched and in the freezer, or I may add some of these to a beetroot jam that I'm going to make. We'll see, but there's going to be loads more where they came from. We're at Friday already and I am busy getting seeds sown. So the concentration for me now is to sow seeds for my winter pantry. And what I mean by that is anything that I can do, I'm going to do as many of them as I can. We're eating fresh all throughout the summer, so that's fine. But then sometimes it's easy to forget to get things sown to take you through the winter as well. So I'm going to concentrate on getting lots and lots of things in, so not necessarily hundreds of crops of different varieties, though that's probably going to be the case as well based on my last seed video. But this is going to be, I want loads and loads of beets saved so that we can store them in our cool store. You know, all the carrots, all of the root veg, all of the things that in winter that you really want that I just don't have to go to the shops and buy. So I'm concentrating on beetroot. Then I'm going to get some, it's a little bit late I think, for cabbage fielderkraut, but I've heard so many good things about it. Even if it doesn't get to maximum size, then I think that'll be fantastic. I've got some other turnips and things like that that I want to get, so I'll sow some of the turnips direct, but apparently you can also do them in multi-sown module trays as well. So I'm going to give that a go. I'd prefer to have too many seedlings than not enough. So right now I've got about 4 trays of beets that I'm getting in, all of the Detroit 2 variety. So it's fantastic that we're harvesting so many things from the garden at the moment, but I don't want that just to be a summer thing. Some people just want to grow in the summer and that's absolutely fine, but I'd like to be able to supply the cook and the whole family with food all year round of some description. Okay, it's not going to be, you know, everything all year round. Well, maybe one day. So what I'm doing for these beetroot is just putting 3 seeds in, because sometimes beetroot sprout multiple seedlings out of one seed, and what I've found is that when I'm putting more than 3 in with the multi-sown way of working, I'm just not liking it. So 3 should be fantastic, and then if we do sprout more, I'll thin them out, because I think 3 is come on, I think 3 is about right for me for the multi-sown, and then they all get to a decent size. I've just dropped one. So this is my last tray, so we'll have 3, 6, 9, 18. So I've got 4 module trays here, all with 9 cells in, and each cell contains 3 seeds. So that's 36 times 3. What's that? 3? You can do the math. And this is of just one variety. So beetroot is supposed to be excellent storers. And if we can store these over the winter so that I can then use them straight from the storage, I'll be thrilled. Because this as well is kind of, you don't know if all of your other harvests are going to come well. You know, what if we don't get any potatoes? I can use beetroot as the kind of the roasted veg to go along with the turnips and other things like that. So it's kind of a bit of an insurance policy. I think what I will do as well is go over the top and sow some direct if we've got the space, and then compare. So we have beetroot Detroit 2, 9th of July. These guys are going to get covered up and they'll all get watered at the end. I haven't pre-watered this compost. These are quite big seeds. They can take a water in at the end. There we go. So I'm going to get on with getting the Filderkraut, and I'm going to sow some red orach in, this is like a red spinach. I think it's a French, yeah, French spinach. And I'm going to get that sown in some module trays as well, but I'm also going to sow some of this direct and just compare, see what's what. I'll get those done now. You've seen me sowing seeds before, so I'll sign off from the seed sowing. And then tonight I'm going to harvest a load of the herbal tea stuff. I know not everybody's into that, but I don't know, this year I'm really into it. I've got loads of broad beans that need harvesting, an absolute load of sugar snap peas again. So we've got just over 1 kilo of them already. I think we're going to get even more off this next harvest, but that takes a little bit of dedication, so I'm going to get that done probably tonight and tomorrow. I've got more gooseberries to pick. I've got 24 cabbages to pick and preserve. So cabbages keep really well. This is the golden acre variety, so they should keep really well just in a cold place. But I'm going to try some different recipes with them. I'm going to do some sauerkraut, some coleslaw, some just having it, you know, cooked like we would on a Sunday dinner kind of thing. Yeah, really excited. So many things going on this weekend. I can't believe how quickly this week's gone. I'm just on my way to feed the ducks that I've got in the veg plot, because they're shouting at me for something. So I'm going to pick them some greens, but I've just had what feels like next to no time to catch up on the veg plot stuff with you guys. So I hope that you've found interesting what I've been sharing. I'll stop over here so hopefully the ducks aren't too loud. And seeing what's happening in the bottom plot where everything was trashed by the lambs, that's coming on fantastically. Showing you some of the stuff that we're getting harvested from the garden and how we're using it. It might not look the most appetizing, but it's homegrown, healthy food, it tastes delicious. And just seeing what seeds I'm getting started. So I'm also going to be doing seeds all of this coming week. So in the next vlog, you'll be able to see everything that we've got going on there. And I'll be keeping on sowing all through the summer. So I hope you found use in this. If you'd like to see what else we've got going on, please take a look around. The best way to find out is to subscribe for when we get new videos coming out. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. I'll put some more videos up here that you might find interesting, but in the meantime, drop me a comment, because I love interacting with you guys. There's some people that do every time and it's just fantastic. I love it so much. Thanks guys, see you later.